Hey, everybody in the Strength for Life group. I said I would be back, and I said I would have a special guest with us today. And I am very happy to bring one of my own members who has had just an incredible story that I wanted to share, and she's happy to share. So welcome, Marcy. How are you doing today?
I am good, Matt. Thank you. Happy to be here and happy to share my story.
That's what I'm talking about. It is great to have you. We'll dive right into it. I just want to take it back to get a little background that, not everybody knows you or anything like that. So, you joined here a few years ago now for sure. It has been a while. But I just want to kind of go beyond that of like, when was the time where you're like, okay, I need to make a change with how you feel and something to make you take action to start working on your health, as you used to weigh about 100 pounds more than you currently weigh. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. I'm down 105.
Yeah, there we go, 105 to be exact. And
Uh,
that was maybe about 5 years ago. That's the first Marcy that I met, correct?
yes.
All
Yep. Yep.
right. So
And,
what
Like,
what was that point?
well, I just I felt so old, to be honest with you. My husband DJ and I had struggled with fertility for 5 years, and so here I, was 41 when I had my son, and getting up and down off the floor with him and playing, and like even just doing stuff like going for bike rides with him and being active with him. It
Mhm.
was really like eye-opening to me how out of shape I was. And
Right.
so I think that was sort of really the main reason why DJ and I joined Armory in the first place, was
Mhm.
to sort of like try and get into some decent shape, right? So I can get up and down off the floor and I'm like, don't feel like an old mom, right?
Right.
Of a young kid.
Yes. Yes. There was more than just your weight. You just wanted to feel good and to get a little bit stronger for your life.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, of course, it's the weight thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
my weight has been on my mind since I was about 12, 13 years old. So
Mm.
it's always part of the equation, always.
Hmm.
But really, it was, I don't know. I think sometimes when you have a lifelong struggle with food and weight, you sort of resign yourself to certain things, like that you're always going to look a certain way or feel a certain way. And I think in a way I had resigned myself to, I'll always be, this bigger girl, that sort of thing, but maybe at least I can get my knees feeling a little bit better.
Hmm.
I can build a bit of stamina. So it was sort of that sort of part of it.
Yes, like, well, you still didn't fully believe that you could actually change your weight, but you felt like maybe in some small ways I could feel a little bit better. But that belief, it opened the door to some much bigger things, right? So on that note, that's kind of what I wanted to know. Like, you were a member here for quite some time, and it's not like you just started working out and the weight started just absolutely melting off, which
Mhm.
is what I would say for people. Not that this is the weight loss facility or that's everybody's goal. It's a strength facility where weight loss can happen. But usually people think that a workout is going to make it melt off just by hitting the weights a few times, and now I'm good. And
Yes.
that's obviously not how it works for anybody, but that's not how it worked for you where weight loss happened. But I want to fast forward to, okay, you're strength training now, you're starting to feel a little bit better, but you haven't lost any weight really. What clicked to make it so that you started making some changes where you started seeing now some weight loss? Was there one thing or that stands out where well, number one, you discover the message of it's in your lifestyle, it doesn't happen in the gym, right? And like, where did the ownership over that process start? You know what I mean? And where did things click? Or whether it was the belief of like, hey, I can do this. Like, what was a thing or two if something came to mind?
Yeah. So I think truly it's a combination of everything. But I think really for me, what it was so here I was sort of 2 years into coming to Armory. I had this like love of weightlifting, right? I love weightlifting. hearing all these like positive messages and thinking like, like I am a pretty great person and I do, try and live my best life and those sorts of things. And like, why do I walk out of here and feel like I then the switch of talking to myself like crap, and like, or I walk out of here, I sit here and listen to you and Joe, and you talk about protein and all this sort of stuff. And I read Eat It and I followed it for 30 days and I was able to like lose some weight because I was eating the protein and doing the right things. And like, but I could never, ever, ever stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I think it was realizing that I couldn't stick to it. Truthfully, was the biggest thing for me. And you and I had a conversation after class one time. And so keep in mind, I had been going for 2 years. I had read Eat It. I had a really successful month of tracking my protein and, going to 3 days a week classes and walking and getting all my steps and doing all of those things. And I had really great results. But like so I could do it, but then I gained all the weight back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so you and I had a conversation after class, and like it was probably like the fall of 2023.
Okay.
And I just remember saying to you, like, it's been a lifelong struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like, and it has been. And then to reflect on that at 52 years old and think, I've been doing this for like 40 years. I've been battling with food
Mm-hmm.
and run everything for me, right? So during that conversation, I had said to you, like, it's been this like lifelong thing. And I'm tired of this struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing with the struggle that I have, it's not like it's all consuming, to be honest with you. Like the food noise, the food addiction, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
like the trauma response, the mental health response, whatever you want to call it, like it's all encompassing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was at that point that I was like, okay, like I'm not a lazy person. I'm not like I'm trying my best at life. So maybe this is something I need to ask for some help with.
Mm-hmm.
And that was sort of that conversation with you really had me reflecting on, okay, so now I've sort of identified that I don't want this struggle anymore.
Yeah.
So can't fix it for me. So I gotta figure
Yes.
out now what I'm gonna do with this realization.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And you had that click, and I know you've had lots of good things in your camp. Lots of good people, different professionals, and different things that have definitely helped you. But just to keep it concise, you have now made that change. You have now um, not just lost the weight, but you have proven you're keeping it off, and you're not doing it through willpower alone. Where every
Yeah.
day you wake up and you chew your nails down to stubs, and you're just like, "I'm doing it, baby. I gotta make it through without gaining any weight today, or letting myself go." So, I mean, so this is what it's all about, that lasting change. That's what this facility is about. That's what we want to see, whether that's people maintaining their strength, they're maintaining habits of, or whether, yes, dropping some body fat, or even an incredible amount like yourself, but keeping it off,
Yeah.
right? The whole message of this place is about really, strength for life, and how to do that. So, with you, I guess, I mean, what I'm trying to ask is like, again, it can't just be one thing. You've had many things, but we're just to try and keep it concise. Like, how much did what you learned at the armory, you mentioned the tip, you mentioned the Eat It book, which for anybody out there, that's by Jordan Syatt and Mike Vacanti. Very, very simple, straightforward way to eat that I would recommend to anybody, and I recommend to all our members, obviously. So that's a tool that you got from Pure. The strength training, the messages, how much did that help you in your journey, and not just starting it but bringing you to where you are today?
Well, I think it was the catalyst, right? Like
Yeah.
joining Armory really, aside from developing like a love for weightlifting, which is what we do, right? We strength train
Yeah,
a bit. I
yeah,
love to see how strong I've become and those sorts of things. But to go to Armory day after day, week after week after week, and hear the positive messages,
yeah,
and then to read the books and to do all of the things. And then it was like, okay, so like, what is it that's not working for me? Right. And
yes.
so I think that what happened was Armory showed me that I am a strong person. I don't lack self control.
Hmm.
I am a person who is struggling with something, and
Hmm.
I just to figure out what the correct help was for that struggle. And
Yes.
so I always thought that I struggled with food. I have a food struggle, right? And I have a food addiction. Like I admit that, and an eating disorder or whatever you want to call it. But my struggle is with my mental health. My
Yeah.
mental health struggle that then shows its ugly face in my eating habits,
Hmm.
right? So it's such a cyclical thing for me that like I get into this cycle of feeling terrible, then eating terribly, then feeling even more terribly because I'm eating terribly. Like whole
The
cycle.
downward spiral, the wrong direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that, yeah, and that's the catalyst. So that's how Armory sort of showed that to me and really directed me into, like, not by saying, hey, this is what you need to do, but
Mhm.
really just as a total of even like being in the Armory doing a workout and hearing to the syndicate members talking about their struggles and how that they're having similar struggles to me, or that just anything like that, and that sort of team support, that family support that I feel there too, I think has like again made like the difference for me.
The
But
community. It's not just
yes,
you against the world.
and I think that's the thing, right, is that when you are dealing with a mental health issue that you've had your entire life,
Hmm.
what like for me, what I really needed to do was to have a support system around me that made me comfortable enough to be able to realize these things about myself and take action on them. Because had I not had the community that I have with Armory, then I don't know what my success would look like. You
Hmm.
know? And so it's like that whole picture. And yeah, that's how it started, I would say, is with Armory and just really having my eyes opened to these things that I always thought I couldn't do or that weren't me, and then it's like, okay, actually, it is.
Actually, I'm pretty awesome. I
Ah,
think I'm
lifter.
capable of a lot of stuff. But
Yes,
I love how you said, like we try and come at it from different angles, and yes, positivity, encouragement. But I like how you said there, it's almost like it helped you face the truth. You know what I mean? It helped you, and I think that is true where a lot of people don't want to go there. They've been carrying this thing since 12 years old or whatever it may be, right? And it doesn't have to just be, weight loss or weight, it can be lots of different things. But you felt safe enough to actually admit to yourself that hey, I've got some problems here, and enough so that you actually found the solution was, and that it wasn't lack of discipline or being
yes,
a good person because you're a wonderful person. It was your mental health was
yes,
poor, and you needed to rebuild that mental health, which Armory was a part of helping you do, to then be able to have a new relationship with food and your daily lifestyle. Would that be kind of accurate?
yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing I would say too is that there's a lot of shame. Like you feel a lot of shame when you have eating issues. You really do. There's so much shame around it. And so to be able to, like, in a health facility, to be able to talk to people about that and like be real about what those struggles are and how tough they are is really life changing too. Because I don't know, it seems like you should be able to talk about that openly in that sort of environment, but you can't. because you feel
Yeah.
shameful about like, why can't I do this?
Hmm. I'm not good enough. I'm not
Yeah,
enough. But
yeah,
yeah, I really it's an amazing testament to, things that even that sometimes I don't think of that can happen for people. And I think facing the truth is big and feeling safe enough to do that
yeah.
with people and with yourself. And I think what was unlocked there was that belief that you needed too.
Yes.
When you, as part of that mental health, and was like actually believing that this is possible for me. I am capable of this. And I think when you started taking some of those steps and moving in that direction, that just now you're on an upward
Yeah.
spiral. You
Yes.
changed it. Same person, same brain in your same body, right? But through unlocking some of these things, facing the truth, belief, recognizing it's your mental health, it's like you were able to change your actions, change your thoughts, so that you're now on this upward spiral and you're still on that trajectory and you're maintaining that trajectory. And tell me how much better that feels.
It's awesome. And and it is so much more than just like my physical health, what my physical body looks like. It has affected everything. It has affected all of my relationships.
Mhm.
It has affected my relationship with my husband. Like I just feel calmer. And I think the calmness a little bit comes from the freedom of that negative relationship with food and the freedom of, dealing with my mental health struggles and not like keeping all of that in my head,
Mhm.
where it was always this level of everything that I did in my life was this part of like, I hate myself because of how I eat. I hate myself because of how I look. And it's so distracting, right?
Takes so much energy.
Yes. And like I have this wonderful husband and a great marriage and my son is awesome and I have a wonderful business that's successful and all this stuff, but like always under the surface was this negative feeling
Mhm.
that like wasn't always under the surface.
Mhm.
Right? So the minute I had something heated to discuss with my husband or disciplining my son or a disgruntled customer, anything like that, like I would get so heightened and elevated
Mhm.
and like flustered and I can't deal with this kind of stress. But now I'm like so calm about stuff now, and I just feel like all of those things are in perspective for me.
Mhm. Which is amazing. And again, what it's all about, so much more than just bench pressing 300 pounds, or this is the type of stuff, right? Strength for life, and the armory is all about. And I just think, with how what I've noticed in you as well. Okay, I'm not your husband. We see each other for, in the gym here and there, but it's like I've just seen, like, I would call it vibrancy that wasn't there before. You were still a wonderful person before, but and to me that almost ties into what I'm sensing is freedom from this underlying anxiety that's following you everywhere. It's not that you weren't nice. It's not that you weren't a good person before or anything like that. But I'm just saying I have noticed when you walk in the doors, it's like I can sense that freedom from what you were carrying around before. And I
That's
think this is
it.
what you're
Like it's
saying.
weight,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a weight, right?
Like it's a
That
hundred
you.
pounds, but that 100 pounds was like childhood trauma and infertility and frustrations with my life and like whatever, but financial problems. That's what that 100 pounds
Mhm.
was the weight of me not being able to face my mental health struggles and face my emotions and do all of those things, right? The hard stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, you were carrying all this weight in to come and lift more weight, and then you're leaving. But
Yeah,
and yeah, it seems like you're free of that. Not just the 100 pounds that you were carrying around, but that underlying anxiety that
yeah,
that I think that you're describing. And I definitely notice it. And I know many other people do. So I mean, it's amazing to see that. I mean, I could go on and on, and you know, it's so inspiring your story. I guess you know, with one more question though, one thing I love about you too is that you know you've never arrived. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people are waiting to arrive. Once I lose the 100 pounds or 50 pounds or this or that, I will be happy. I will be there. Life will be good, and I can now enjoy it. It's like this, it's like I see it over and over and over that people do this to themselves. And I think you've long realized you've never arrived. It's an ongoing thing. Every day you have to continue to take care of yourself. You have to continue to put in the work with your mental health, with your physical health. You can't let your foot off the gas, but you're enjoying it now, and you know it's making your life richer. But with that, I want to say, since I know this about you, what's the next goal? What's the
Yeah.
next big thing that's up for Marcy?
Yeah. So maintenance is something I have never been able to say, right? That I'm in
Yes.
maintenance mode. I am, not tracking my calories and that's obviously I'm aware and I stay aware of what I'm eating and what I'm putting in my body. It's much more natural for me now to eat the way that I eat and to eat the number of calories I eat. It just like that's just how I eat now. But I think maintenance is like, and I think anyone who's had the lifelong struggle with weight loss will be like, yeah, I've never really been in maintenance mode before, right?
Yo-yo.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, like I've been successfully in maintenance mode now for 2.5 months. Like my weight has stayed the same. I'm enjoying my life and doing all the things that I want to do and that sort of thing. So there's that. And then when it comes to armory, chin up's
Oh,
my goal.
baby. Let's go.
I want to do
Yes.
it. And also, like, I want to share my story and I want to be inspirational to people and I want to help the people even like you like help the people in my community being like the community of armory and like how can I think about it often when the new people come into armory and that they will see me but not see who I was 5 years ago, right? And they see me and they're like, oh yeah, Marcy's she's been here for 5 years, blah blah blah, but like to have known me 5 years ago and to meet me right now in armory is like a totally different person,
Night
right?
and day. Night and day.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I want people to know. I want like these new people coming into armory and not just new people, but like,
Yes.
people who've been there for a while, whatever, people in the community, that sort of thing that like I am more than willing to like share my story, talk about what I've been through. Like I know the struggle. I know the struggle and I know how much it affects your life, even like with your very, very best intentions, how
Hmm.
much that struggle still affects you, right? So I just want to, yeah, talk about it. I said to Joe, I said, I want
Yeah.
a voice. That's my goal this year is to like have a voice and to share not just like negative things, but the positive stuff too. And yeah, do a lot of talking.
Well, I absolutely love it, Marcy, and again, I'm so grateful that you know you're taking action on that because you came to have a little chat right now, and I just thank you for sharing just so openly and honestly. I really think that's where a lot of the power is, and that's where a lot of the power is going to be for you from here, you know, as you share your story, as you get opportunities, is going to be just being real because that's a rare trait, you know. But you've done the work in advance of facing the truth, and like you're okay that you've had some struggles and problems. You're okay. This is called being human, and to me, it just is so. It is so inspiring. So I just want to thank you for coming and spending some time with me and with anyone who watched today.
Thank you so much, Matt.
You're very welcome.
I sent a little message to Joe today, and I said that you and Joe get an A plus 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 and training skills because I tried on a new bathing suit today.
Oh my goodness, getting ready for beach season. That's it. That's
Plus
inspired.
plus plus.
Yes. Well, another win right there. It feels good putting the bathing suit on
Oh,
rather than feeling terrible about yourself.
absolutely.
Another win. Hey,
Yeah.
well, thank you, Marcy. Just addressing anybody that's watching today. feel free to comment, please, to share anything on the video here. And Marcy wants this message to get out. So if you want to share it on your profile, she's more than good with that. And just to remind you, the Strength for Life Summit is coming your way, where we're giving tools, we're giving tips. Marcy's, just like she said, she wants to get the story out. She wants to make a difference. This is what I want to do beyond the walls of just the gym. I wanted to serve my members and anyone who is not a member looking to get stronger, feel better, and have the tools to do so, and hopefully take some action to move in a positive direction. Marcy is an extreme example of that, but I know it is possible for anyone when they're willing to face the truth, believe, and put in the work. So we're looking to do that for you. The next video, I'm going to have an offer for you, and you're going to want to be one of the first 41 people to get in on it. There's going to be some special stuff that is coming in a few days' time, and I will see you guys then. Thank you again, Marcy.
Thanks, Matt. Take care.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.